Today I'm going to share with you what's on our shelves this week. We use our shelves primarily as the teacher in our home education environment. We use curriculum and we use a lot of literature, but our shelves are kind of the hub of where our kids kind of gravitate towards. It's the place where they will go to explore, to check it out, to see what's new, and engage with concepts and ideas and their schoolwork on their own. And so I want to share a little bit with you about how or what is on our shelves. I do plan soon to put a blog post out and probably another video about one, how we use the shelves in our school environment just to kind of lead education or let the child lead the education, and two, what I think about and how how I select work and put the works together, because that's a really important tenet of having the shelf work and having it be child-led. There's like a couple things that are really important to that. So I will be, I'll probably touch on that throughout this video, but I will be kind of sharing more specifically about those things. Okay, so on our shelves, I have both our family study topics, which are, or our subjects, which are our nature study, which is snow this week, our history, which is the Byzantine Empire, and we're focusing on the House of Wisdom. Our literature, which is about names. And so this week we're reading Your Name is a Song. And our science, which is the formation of the universe and the planets, and how kind of all of that started. So those we do through literature, through our books, and reading. And then I also will prepare work on the shelf that kind of connects the concepts and lets them really explore that kind of stuff in a hands-on, concrete way. So for our nature study, I have a whiteboard and just like a little tinker tray of their Q-tips, glass beads, full Q-tips, and one's cut in half, and then just some cotton balls. So this is an invitation for them. The whiteboard is just fun. It's obviously like not totally necessary. You could just have a sheet of black paper, whatever, but it's really just like for them to experiment with building snowflakes, shapes, whatever. This for my youngest kind of turned into he went and got the magnetiles from downstairs and was like putting them all over the whiteboard and experimenting with creating different shapes. So again, this is like an invitation to explore and experiment, and whatever comes out of it is what comes out of it. There's not really like a specific outcome that needs to happen to make it work. I also have, for my oldest, this book, Nature Anatomy, open to the snowflake page. So if he were interested in copying or trying to build one of the snowflakes pictured, then he could do that. He's really into that kind of stuff. We got magnetiles and Legos for Christmas, and he's been interested in flipping through the books and trying to build the creations that are in like the books that come along with it. So that is our first for our nature study snowflake theme. And our second is a tray, little pipe cleaner in the shape of a snowflake or a star or whatever, and then little beads to put on it. This is really great for pincer grasp, for hand-eye coordination, making patterns. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do with this. This is a great like precursor to sewing, threading a needle, lots of practical life skills that are coming out of that work. Yeah. Okay, so our science is the formation of the universe, which I feel like is a really big, really daunting. How do you show that in a concrete way? Our curriculum that we're using is Blossom and Root, Wonders of Earth and Sky. So I think it's like the first grade science curriculum that they offer. And I tried out some of the other, I know other people, I'm in Facebook groups and I know other people have had them work successfully. I was challenged with getting them to work, like the experiments that they offered. And the ones that I thought would appeal to my family at least. And so I did some searching of trying to find some other ones, and I came up with this one, which is magnets. So just a bunch of little magnets that demonstrate, demonstrate gravitational pull of objects. And so it was a YouTube video that I found, and I will credit them. I don't know who it was, but I'll add a link to it in the bottom, like in the comment section. But basically you just shake them. Oopsies, it's rolling away. And they all gather together to make one solid object, which is the same idea of how it is theorized that the universe came to be. So that has been fun. They've really enjoyed that. Lots of exploration with magnets and how they stick together. And they've also, my oldest figured out like that, you know, if you put them the opposite way, they repel each other. Yeah, it's been fun. We've been like holding things together with magnets and all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, so that is our nature study and our science. For our art study, we're using Blossom and Root as well, but we almost never use a curriculum exactly how it's written. We kind of take the parts that work for us and then kind of leave the other parts behind. So this curriculum is the not first grade, I think it's the kindergarten level, level 0. It's like the art and the history of me. And so we're not doing the history of me section. We're just focusing on the art and the music. And so I have the art work in just like a menu cover. And if you're local to where I am, let me know, because I have like 30 of these that a local restaurant was giving away for free. So I have like a ton of them. They're like a 4-page. I use them for a lot of stuff, but so, whoops. I have the artist and then the musician that we're studying. And we do that really passively, just as like an offer. We listen to the music and it's a full month of that artist, the musical artist, and then the visual artist. And so we study 4 paintings or works of art a month, all by the same artist. And then we listen to the music from the artist, from the musical artist for a full month. So our visual art this month is Claude Monet. And so I have prepared this week just paper, paint in the colors that are found in the painting. And I just have these, they're from the dollar store. They are not airtight, but somehow the paint is staying fine in it and not drying out. Like the black and the brown were from 2 weeks ago and they're still usable. So I have paint in those in a smaller quantity, and then paint brushes, paper, lots of extra paper for them to be able to repeat the work as much as they would like, and then water for brushes, cleaning brushes, and a cloth that can get paint all over it. And so they're welcome to be inspired by the painting, try to directly recreate the painting, make something totally on their own. Usually my oldest will explore trying to recreate something that looks similar, but that's not always the goal. It's more just to expose them to the artwork and let them be inspired by it and create something that inspires them. So those are our family studies. Our history this week, the Byzantine Empire was a kitchen kind of making kitchen recipe. So we did that. But we have this block set, which was gifted to us for Christmas a few years ago, that has like a lot of the arches and that kind of thing that was very reminiscent of the book that we're reading. So I just had those out as an inspiration to kind of play and just be inspired by the reading to recreate in that way. Okay, so individual studies are math and reading, and so those are on the bottom. I have a little section for my youngest. He's working on quantities from 1 to 10, matching the symbol to the quantity or being able to produce the quantity, counting, recognizing the symbol. So I have these, this is 9, not 6, a puzzle that has the number on one side, the quantity on the other, and it's really nice because one of the tenets of Montessori is self-correcting work. And so these are self-correcting because when you match them up, they're all different colors. And so this green, and I think, no, that's not true. That's a different puzzle I have. I have another one that like the design or the cut of the puzzle won't match up. But so each of the colors, each of the numbers match with color, both on the front and the back. So he is enjoying doing that. And then I also have this one that I made out of, these are all dollar store items that I made this with. So the discs are actually from like a thrift store. And then the stickers are from the dollar store, Dollar Tree. So I made this work, and then we have glass beads that are from the Dollar Tree. We use them for all kinds of things. They're in the section where like the floral section where you can, they have like vases and like shells and all kinds of different stuff. And so there's the exact number to make the numbers 1 through 55. So again, self-correcting, because if he puts one bead extra with another number, when he gets to the end, he won't have enough to make all of the numbers. And so he can go back and kind of figure out maybe where he made the mistake. And so that's, again, like allowing the environment and the materials to be the teacher. So that's for my youngest. He'll be 4 in February, so almost 4. This is also his language work, which is matching pictures to their letter sound. And so similar concept to the numbers, where he's, everything is there. He's not having to come up with anything on his own. We also play, or we're using Under the Home as our as our language arts curriculum. And so they have phonics, reading, and handwriting, which is what I use for my oldest. My youngest is just doing phonics. We play phonics games. And so the curriculum, a lot of what we do is not shelf work. It's just playing games with each other, using like phonetic sound. And so the sequence of the lessons for him is, the first one is playing a game where I will say, pick up, or pretend to pick up and then I'll draw the word out slow, ick. And then he has to try to interpret all the sounds, putting them together, and then picking up the stick, or pretending to pick up the stick. And so there's like a whole game sequence with that. And then the next sequence is to just say the word phonetically, like really drawn out, and have them shout the word out when they start to realize it. And so I'll say it really slow, st-ik, and then I'll kind of bring it together a little bit more, bring it together a little bit more, and that's modeling like sounding words out eventually. Not there yet with my youngest, but giving him that ear for like how to sound things out once he's at that space. And then the third lesson in the sequence is in reading in a story. So the story I read aloud, and when we get to the word that's drawn out, I draw it out, and it's helping them kind of make the connection of the word, bringing it into a story or bringing it into context. And so that is all done like in game format, in connection with each other instead of in shelf work. And so this is just something for him to kind of reinforce some of those ideas. To do that, on the back, again, self-correcting, I have the dots on the back of here of the letter, and then on the picture to match, and then the same, a different color on all the S ones. Language for my oldest right now, again, we're doing Under the Home, which is like a free Charlotte Mason curriculum. And so a lot of what we're doing is like in connection with each other, but these cards, they're matching. So we play like memory with them. He can just turn them around and match them up. And so it's just more exposure to looking at the picture, looking at the words, and making that connection, teaching himself how to read. And then our last work is math. William's working, he's 6, and he's working on identifying missing addends in equations that equal 10. And so we're doing that through different games, and we use Math with Confidence. I'm using the same Math with Confidence by Kate Snow. Sorry, it's not Math with Confidence. It's preschool math or something like that. I can link it, or it's actually, I wrote a blog post, and it details all of our curriculum that we're using, and that's linked in there, which I can link that blog post below. But so I'm using both of Kate Snow's like work for our math, and she has lots of games, lots of hands-on stuff, multi-sensory kind of experience. And so I take a lot of what is in the curriculum and bring that to our shelf work, similar, like the same way that I do with like most of the curriculum that we use. And so he is doing, we played a game called X-Ray Vision this week with math, where like I would write the equation out, cover up a number, and he would have to guess the number, or figure out, not really guess, figure out what the missing number is using his X-ray vision. And so this is just reinforcing that same idea in a different way. So the missing add-in is no different than subtraction, right? So figuring out, okay, I have 10 and I have take away 5. And so he has 10 little beads, the glass beads again, to figure that out if he needs to. And yeah, so there's lots of different, this is like primarily what we use. We also use a lot of different games, and play a lot of different games, but I try to let the shelves be the place that draws their interest. And so it helps me, one, to see what they're interested in. It helps me to see maybe where things might be missing, or there might be concepts that need reinforcing that I can kind of know, oh, okay, let's go over this, not right now, but in a moment when they're receptive to, you know, learning that concept, or open, you know, to trying something new. And so I try not to interrupt while they're working on the shelf stuff unless they engage with me and bring me into it. Yeah, so that is what I have on our shelves this week. And I'm going to start doing this more frequently. I don't I won't change everything out every week because we don't always get to everything. So not everything gets used. If it doesn't get used, I'll usually leave it out for a little bit longer. And see if it will get used. And if it doesn't, then I take it away and maybe try it again at a different time. The math and the reading stuff, I don't change out as frequently because I change it out once they master it. And so sometimes things will change more frequently and sometimes things will stay for a little while to help them with the repetition, help them with like reinforcing different concepts and that kind of thing. So it just totally depends on like where we're going and what we're doing. Yeah, so if you want to keep following along with what I'm sharing and what I'm doing, you can find me on Instagram. I share a lot about like what this looks like in practice on Instagram, especially in my stories, like what we actually get to each week and that kind of stuff. And so you can find me on Instagram at growing.athome. And you can also follow along with me in my blog posts where I share a lot of the same information in different formats, but also with different information. Yeah, just more of what we're doing and how all of this looks for us and what I'm learning as I go. I'm excited to share all of that with you. So I look forward to seeing you in my next video.